Hello there and welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is doing well. My name is Leslie and in today's video I'm going to show you ways that I found to save some money. Let me start out by saying that I am not a professional financial advisor. Well, I'm not even a financial advisor at all. The things that I will talk about in this video are purely based on my personal experience. Nowadays, when you look up for videos of people talking about how they manage to save money, there's always some type of like ridiculous advice.
Live on the street, stop eating, walk everywhere.
Can we just share some realistic tips that actually make a difference into people's wallets, please? So for this video, I came up with a couple of things that I do and that I've been doing for a couple of years and that I've managed to help me save some money. They are divided into two categories. The first category is regarding anything that's more like practical and anything that affects my everyday life. The second category is regarding things that are related to leisure, things that are optional and are purely based on my personal choices. I will also show you in an Excel spreadsheet how much I actually managed to save with these choices on a monthly basis. Another preface is that I live in Canada and the amounts that I will show you are in Canadian dollars, but I converted them to USD as well so that you can kind of get an idea. The prices are also based on where I live. Where you live may be more or less expensive. So for the first category, the number one thing that helps me save some money is my choice of transportation. Personally, I do have a car. However, to get to work, I take the bus. My current workplace, it takes between 30 minutes to 1 hour to get there by bus, and by car it would take me around 20 minutes. However, if I take my car, I have to find a parking spot downtown and it's almost impossible. Since I wouldn't want to be driving around for hours, I would simply just pay for a monthly parking pass, but that's so expensive. So I just simply decided to use my car for my personal errands and get to work by bus. Some other tips regarding transportation that I decided to implement was that when I know that I will be driving or I will be traveling for a certain distance, let's say at least like 2 hours, which is fairly common, I decided that I would use rideshare instead of driving by myself. Or at least if I'm driving, then I would find some passengers to take into my car. That way it kind of lowers the cost of gas. Also, another thing that I decided to do, but that cannot be changed overnight, is that when I decided to buy a car, I decided to go for a car that consumes less energy, because that way I knew that I wouldn't have to spend too much on gas. And I also picked a car that would resist my negligence. That way I didn't have to take it to the garage as often. Now, let me show you the savings that I'm making from this decision. And keep something in mind, it's not because I'm saving this certain amount that it's amount that I kept in my pocket. It may be that this amount I decided to spend it on something else. As we can see here, I divided each section between two scenarios. Regarding transportation, in both situations, I would keep my car for the moment. I would still take my car to the garage. I would still keep up with my driver's permits and stuff like that. So these amounts I did not include because they would be approximately the same. Scenario 1, I take the bus to work, and scenario 2, I take my car to work. So we can see in scenario 1, I would have to pay for my monthly bus pass, and I would also have to still spend some money on gas because I have to get groceries and stuff like that. We can see here the total would be around $132 per month. And you can also see the US amount here on the right. If we go below in scenario 2, I take my car to work. I have to pay for parking, and I'm not about to drive around for 1 hour until I find a parking spot. I'm just paying. And over there, it's hella expensive. It's like $200 per month. There's no way that I'm spending that. So $200, and then I have to spend a bit more money on gas, and the total would be $320, which represents estimated monthly saving of $188. That is crazy. On a yearly basis, that's more than $1,000. That's a lot of money, guys. So the next point is regarding food and cooking at home. This one is kind of so obvious, and this is what most people do when they kind of want to cut down on their spending instead of eating out or getting takeouts, is that they decided to cook from home, which is also one of the things I decided to do. If I said that my immigrant parents did not influence my decision, I would be lying.
It's so hard to get some pizza delivered in that household. It was so hard.
Usually cooking at home is a lot cheaper than buying outside. Also, in regards to food, the other decisions that I decided to make that did make me save some money in the long run were that I decided to eat a more plant-based diet. So I decided to eat less meat. I love bacon and all that stuff, but meat is so expensive. I also decided to consume more frozen vegetables and frozen fruits instead of fresh fruits and vegetables. Frozen vegetables are as good as fresh vegetables, but they are a lot more cheaper. The final thing regarding the food that I decided to do, I decided to consume fruits and vegetables that were most seasonal. Where I live, they produce strawberries during the summer, so it's kind of cheaper. But during the rest of the year, to buy a pack of strawberries is like $5. It's so expensive because it's not the season. Now let me show you the amounts that I am potentially saving. Scenario 1, I would bring my lunch to work, and scenario 2, I would buy lunch at work. I did not include the cost of groceries because I've had times, and I'm not proud of it, where I would have food at home but I would still buy lunch. So this is why I estimated that the grocery total would be approximately the same, but it's not 100% accurate. I agree with you. So in scenario 1, buy lunch once a week. For 4 weeks, I estimated the lunch at like $10 or so. So that would be $40 per month. In the second scenario, I'm buying my lunch every single day, so that's a total of $200. And then the monthly savings, $160. That's crazy. But I'm not 100% convinced because we haven't looked at the groceries, so it's not exact, but I'm still convinced that this scenario allows me to save a lot of money. Now let's look at this other one, which is so exciting, which is cooking at home. That means that as much as possible, I bring my own lunch to work. I also cook for my dinners and my breakfast and stuff like that. In scenario 1, we see that I eat out maybe twice a week, including one time where I buy lunch at work. I also buy groceries, and I estimated the groceries to be like around $50 per week, and that's a total of $320. And then in scenario 2, I would eat out, take out, or order in every single day for every single meal, including buying lunch at work. So for this, I estimated that the lunches would be around $10. Same thing for the breakfasts. The dinner in the evening would be around $20 per dinner. And that would be a total of $430. And I think this is a much more fair comparison than the situation we had earlier regarding the lunches. Because in this situation, we did address the groceries, but we can still see that I would be making savings of $110, which is a lot of money. Like over the period of 1 year, that's way more than $1,000. Like I'm very satisfied with that. The final thing that I do in regards to like food or my everyday decisions that I made is that I decided to make my coffee from home. This is a decision that I took about like 1 year-ish ago, or a bit less.
I used to hate coffee. Like, I don't know what happened to me, and I'm hooked. Like, I drink coffee every single day.
So I decided to get a coffee machine and just do my coffee from home. That way I didn't have to always buy it at Tim Hortons or whatever. But I may still buy like some type of fancy coffee maybe once a week as a treat. You better believe that I spent $5.25 on a mocha from one of those overpriced coffee chains.
It's so good.
Now, let me show you how much I'm approximately saving from this decision. So in scenario 1, I will bring my home brewed coffee to work. And in scenario 2, I will order coffee. So you see in scenario 1, I would make coffee and I would buy coffee maybe once a week as a treat, as I mentioned earlier. I estimated around like $8 for like the pack of coffee that would maybe last me a month, and then $3 for the milk that I add in my coffee. And then the coffee that I buy is maybe $5.25. And once per week, and so that's a total of $32. And then for the next thing, if I buy coffee every single day of the week when I'm at work, it's $2 coffee. If it's $2 coffee, then the total is not that much. It's like $40 approximately. For monthly savings, it would be around $8, which is not that much, but 8 times 12 is like $64. So it's not a negligible amount, I would say. But that's because I'm getting like the cheapest of coffees. If I got like $5 coffees, then the difference would be much higher. So now, as for the second category, the optional or the leisure, I'll start out with this one. It's a personal decision that I made. Not everyone's gonna agree. I decided to do some home manicures instead of going to the salon. Like, don't get me wrong, I love getting my nails done. It's hella expensive, okay? Like, you go there only to get your nails done, but then you get your whole body waxed or something. I purchased like a kit on Amazon maybe like 2 years ago or so that I could do it at home. Of course, the results are not as good as if I were in a salon, but I am satisfied enough for my personal taste. It's also a moment that I can take to like kind of like reflect and take care of my mind and my soul and stuff like that. So I do think it's a good therapy. One of the other things that I did is I purchased fake nails that you can kind of glue on. That's also a good option, and it's a lot cheaper than going to the salon. So now let me show you how much I am saving by making this decision. As you can see here, in scenario 1, I would get a home manicure. In scenario 2, I would get salon manicure. Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, I said like I bought a gel nail kit from Amazon. I saw one earlier which is around $77 with all the material that you need. I also added getting my nails done at the salon maybe 3 times per year. I estimated it to be like $50 per visit approximately. And we can see that the total per month would be $18.92. Now let's look at scenario 2 where I get a salon manicure. If I get my nails done every single month at the salon for $50 per visit, and then the monthly savings between these two scenarios would be around $31.08, which is not a negligible amount. Over the course of the year, that's much higher. But of course, this is not necessarily accurate because sometimes like for months I'm not going to the salon, and then all of a sudden I go like every single month or every like 3 weeks. There's a certain inconsistency, but this could be a possible saving for myself. As for my final personal choice, some of you may be shocked by my decision. I decided to braid my hair myself. Hear me out though. Getting your hair braided is so expensive. So after I graduated high school, when I was in college, that's when I decided that I wanted to be more interested in my hair care. I wanted to know how to do braids. I wanted to know how to do cornrows and all that stuff. This was one of my main hobbies at the time. I actually watched a bunch of YouTube videos, and that's how I actually got started in it. And it's something that I'm still doing to this day. During that period, I also decided to become natural. I was already natural, but I decided to like kind of really learn how to take care of my hair. And I have not regretted my decision ever since. Also, I do agree that it feels good to get pampered. Same thing for the nails. And of course, when I braid my hair myself, I don't think it's as good as the salon, but I'm still satisfied with the end results. And for me, that's good enough. In the long run, I wanted to be more self-sufficient. So now let me show you how much money I'm saving approximately from braiding my hair myself. In scenario 1, I get hair braided myself, and in scenario 2, I get hair braided at the salon. I never go to the salon. I don't know when's the last time I went, or even the last time I paid someone to do my hair, so I didn't even include that in scenario 1. I get my hair braided myself maybe 4 times a year or something. The hair extension that I buy are approximately like $15 per haircut, let's say, so I use $15 in a month, and the total is around $5 per month. In scenario 2, we can see here that I get hair braided at the salon maybe every 3 months or 4 times a year. Each visit costs around $120 with the tip. We can say that it would cost me approximately $40 per month. It represents a monthly saving of $35, which is a non-negligible amount either. And now for the final information, I will show my potential monthly savings overall. Disclaimer: the amounts below only include the transportation, cooking at home, make coffee at home manicure, and bring my own hair. Of course, number 2, which was bringing my own lunch to work, was not included in the total, as it is already accounted for in number 3, cooking at home. So the estimated total potential monthly savings are of $372.08. That's a lot of money, guys. I could get a new phone or something with that money. I could get a new phone every month. Woohoo! As for the total potential annual savings, they are of $4,565.01. I could put in my savings, or I could use half of it to put in my savings, and the rest I could travel with it, get all the scenes expansions or something. It doesn't mean that it's money that's staying in my pocket. Because of these decisions, I get to spend more money on things that matter most to me. Each and every one of us have to find something that is worth it for them and kind of go from there. We cannot do everything all at once. That would be like almost impossible. And these changes did not happen from like one day to the next. These things usually take time and they're progressive. If you want to have more money in your pocket without having to work more, you have to make decisions. I do not make more money than someone else. I simply decided to manage my money in a different way. You have to identify the things in your life that have some type of added value and the things that do not. Because to be more financially stable requires you to make decisions. There's no way around it. Just like me, I have no intention for the moment of learning to take care of my car by myself.
Like, just take my money, fix my car, change my tires, and see you next year, you know?
I don't want to learn how to do this. So for me, it is convenient to spend $300, whatever, to get my car fixed. But that means that those $300 that I'm spending, I cannot put it in my savings. This is the decision that I made. Anyways, I hope this was useful to you guys, and I loved making that video, and I hope that it does inspire you or help you to make some decisions of your own. If you like this video, please leave me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you have not already done so. So thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourself and see you next time. Goodbye.